This is Show Me Today, the voice of Missouri. I'm Bill Pollack. I saw an article that Missouri's WIC program is increasing the cash value benefit for fruit and vegetable purchases for those that are eligible here in Missouri. And so I wanted to bring in Angie Brenner, the state WIC director, just to talk about the program because I've seen it in stores, but I don't know a lot about it. So Angie, welcome to Show Me Today. So let's start by having you explain what WIC is all about.
A lot of people ask me that when I tell them that I am the state WIC director. And the WIC program is for income-eligible women, infants, and children. And we provide nutrition education, breastfeeding support, health screening and referrals. And we also provide the supplemental nutritious food and infant formula. And that's where the cash value benefit for fruit and vegetables comes in. So the program, we prescribe food to the infant, child, and women based on their health status, and there's a lot of different food that we recommend, along with the fruits and vegetables, and we can talk more about that a little bit later.
All right, so how does someone go about signing up for the WIC program here in Missouri?
Well, we have offices, and we have 117 WIC offices across the state. There's one in every county. Or access to services through every county. And they can go to WIC.mo.gov and they can find out where their local agency is and the contact information for it. Or if they reach out to their local public health agency, most of them house the WIC program, with the exception of some of our larger areas like Kansas City and St. Louis, where we have multiple agencies that contract with us there.
Angie Brenner is the state WIC director joining us here on Show Me Today. What are some of the requirements to meet the eligibility?
Okay, so women who are pregnant or up to 6 months postpartum, so they've delivered in the last 6 months, or up to 12 months ago if they're breastfeeding still, they're eligible, along with the children who are up to their 5th birthday. So from birth up to their 5th birthday. For the income eligibility, it's a family of 3, for instance, can make up to $40,626 a year, or about $782 a week, and that's their gross income. That would have them meeting the income eligibility requirements. It's similar to that of some of the programs like Medicaid or SNAP. So we would consider them adjunctively eligible. If they're already in those programs, they could also become a WIC participant.
So, Angie, I saw a story about the cash value benefit for fruit and vegetable purchases being increased for people who are eligible for the WIC program. How much of this has been dictated because of the pandemic, and as we're still kind of dealing with that, and how has your program been affected, and maybe the people that are using WIC services?
Well, initially, the cash value benefit was increased at the beginning of summer through funds that we received through, it was the CARES, the act related to COVID. So that did initiate this back in the summer, and it was so popular with the participants and the fruit and the retailers that they decided to, through a continuing resolution in September, to extend this benefit through the end of December of 2021. So we're hopeful that it's going to continue into the next year. Because this benefit has not been adjusted for inflation in many, many years. So the $9 that they used to receive and the $11 for women has now been increased to $24 and then $43 or $47 if they're breastfeeding. So a lot of it has to do with adjustment for inflation that has finally been realized, and we're hopeful that it'll continue into the next year.
When you talk about the $9, was that just for fruits and vegetables?
Yes. So the WIC program provides a lot of different food groups, and we provide fruit and vegetables. And in Missouri, the participants are allowed to get fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables. And these are those that don't have the added sugars and other ingredients. So they're fresh or frozen. And the children used to receive a $9 a month cash value benefit that they could go and select any of the fresh or frozen fruits and vegetables. And the pregnant and postpartum and breastfeeding mothers would receive $11 a month to go select vegetables. Well, now it's increased to $24 for children per month. and 43 for pregnant and postpartum, and 47 for breastfeeding moms. So it seems a sizable increase, but we have to remember it had not been adjusted for inflation over the years. While our other food categories, such as milk, has been prescribed as a gallon of milk, there wasn't really the need to adjust that for inflation, because if they received a gallon of milk back then, they're still receiving a gallon of milk. There was no need to adjust it.
Yeah, gotcha. Angie
Yeah.
Brenner is the state WIC director. How many Missourians take advantage of this program?
We have just over 82,000 participants in Missouri right now. So that's all of our women, infants, and children um, across the state.
Yeah,
And that's per month. That's that receive the benefits per month. So there's 82,000 of them that go into the offices and go and use our retailers. There's 600 retailers that they can visit across Missouri.
So with this increase of this cash value benefit, how does that affect the local grocery stores that you work with?
Great question. We've noticed over the summer that there was an increase of between $600,000 to $700,000 of redemptions at our retailers per month. So our benefit is to the retailers that they're redeeming those and they're receiving that payment on the fruits and vegetables. And the participants, of course, receive the value of the fruits and vegetables as well.
Angie Brenner is the state WIC director, and the website for more information is wic.mo.gov, WIC. Any success stories? Do you talk with people that have used the program before that maybe were?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you share?
Yeah, so I would love to share because they're so excited about it. Our participants have told us that they really appreciate the increase in being able to get more fruits and vegetables. Being able to purchase more fruits and vegetables for themselves and their children has allowed them to try out new fruits and vegetables that they may not have ever tried before because they wanted to go with what was familiar and comfortable to them. But now they're being able to reach out and try different things and introduce their children to new fruits and vegetables as well. The other thing that they like is, along with the increase in this benefit, we've provided additional education to our participants on how to select, store, prepare produce. We've provided additional recipes using fresh and frozen produce so that our participants will know how to take that new fruit or vegetable that they've never tried before and go home and store it properly and then prepare it so that their family will enjoy it.
Oh, so there's other services besides just the financial help as well then too.
Sure, yeah. So when they go into the office, we give them breastfeeding education if they're a breastfeeding mom. There's breastfeeding peer counselors in almost 90 of our agencies, and breastfeeding assistance help is available in all of our agencies. So additionally, we do blood screening for iron levels. We check that with them, and we also do health screening and referrals. So in our WIC offices here in Missouri, we also have over 80 of our programs participating in the Developmental Milestones Program, which is nationally recognized. And they do a brief screening of children for their age level with the parent present, so that those parents are looking at what developmental milestones their children should be completing over the next months. And then if they find that they might have some concerns, WIC is able to connect them to resources like First Steps or Parents as Teachers or their physician if needed.
Angie, you had mentioned that people are eligible, a family of three, if they make up to $40,000. Is there and I know you're trying to encourage people to look into WIC, is there a stigma about reaching out to WIC for assistance? Does that hold people back? What are some of the things that will stop people from exploring WIC and all that you offer?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've experienced participants telling us about several barriers. Sometimes they don't know they're eligible because it is a higher than expected annual income for this program that they can make. Sometimes they don't have transportation to the clinic. We try to help them overcome their barriers. So some people are surprised that they qualify for WIC based on their income eligibility because it is higher than some people expect. We want to encourage anyone who's going through a transition in their life. Maybe they've gone back to college and they're not making the income they used to make just for a time. reach out to your local WIC agency and see if you can qualify for some of the additional support through your local agency, which would include the nutrition education, breastfeeding support, or the supplemental food that we provide.
And Angie, what about people who aren't sure if they qualify, or the people that think, you know what, there's someone out there that probably needs it more than me, so I won't do it?
I think, the program is for you. It's for those people who do qualify. It's the funding is already set aside, and it comes from the national USDA. So this is federal funding that comes to Missouri for distribution to our eligible participants. And that could be someone, like I said, that's a family of 3 making $40,000, or it could be that single person, that single mom who makes $23,000 a year and is back in school, or is in a life change right now and wants to just take advantage of what we have to offer. I would tell your family and friends, if you know someone who's pregnant and know that, they might be on that borderline, just say, hey, have you ever heard of WIC? And, tell them about the program. They can visit us online to find out what types of supports we can provide. But it's a great program for all infants and children and women who are pregnant or breastfeeding.
WIC.mo.gov is the website. And you talked about eligibility, but it's not just women, though, too. Step parents, foster parents.
Right, exactly. Step parents, dads with kids who are up to their 5th birthday. So from birth to age 5, grandparents, foster families. Foster families are actually adjunctively eligible also. That means that if you are a foster family, you will qualify for WIC. We do have a lot of dads bringing their kids in, and there's more grandparents now than we used to see. We welcome those grandparents who think they might also want to get some nutrition education and supplemental food for their grandchildren to join the program. Now, I just want to point out that dads aren't eligible to receive the food themselves, but they receive full benefits for their children.
Angie Brenner is the state WIC director, joining us on Show Me Today. Angie, what are some of the foods that are covered under WIC? I know milk, and we talked about fruits and vegetables. What else?
Well, in the milk group, they can also get soy milk if they have allergies, yogurt and cheese. They also have options for grains like bread, tortillas, rice, and pasta. Hot and cold cereals, there's juice. And we also have a section for proteins, and that's like eggs, peanut butter, beans. And then for our breastfeeding moms, there's tuna or salmon options on there. We also cover infant formula for babies who are partially or non-breastfed babies. So there is pretty broad options.
So Angie, one more time for anyone that's listening who needs a consultation or needs more information on the WIC program here in Missouri, where can they go?
They can go to wic.mo.gov, and that's our website where they can click on Find Your Local Agency. And once they do that, they can enter their zip code or their address, and they can find the local agency that's closest to them. And if they'd prefer, they can call us at 800-392-8209, and we can do that finger work for them and let them know where they can go.
Angie Brenner, the state WIC director, thanks so much for your time.
All right. Thanks, Bill.
This is Show Me Today, the voice of Missouri.